For you two or three people who are interested, yes, it is Friday morning. And here we are in the parking lot. No, it's not raining or anything. Matter of fact, it's actually kind of nice out here. It's only in the 60s, which is the way I like it in the morning, you know. Not too hot, not too cold. Um, nice bright moon up in the sky. You can't complain too much. The good news is we're not scheduled to work tomorrow, but said the bad news is that means there won't be any parking lot for tomorrow. Okay, so um, apparently filming got delayed on one of the locations, and I think that's led to this speculation that somebody is ill or somebody is, somebody was trying to say David Tennant had COVID again, but I can't find anything that substantiates that. Also, there's rumors about, Bernard Cribbins' health, and I'm like, he's in his, mid 90s now? It's like, just the fact that, he was just to be able to be there, for the scenes we've seen, that wait a minute, that could be a very gross violation there. Which Stevie Nicks song did you interrupt for this? Because that could be a capital offense there. Um, yeah, I've not heard anything about him being sick though. If somebody has something to the contrary, let me know. Okay, that's not a bad one. I still prefer stuff like Nightbird and let me see, Outside the Rain, of course. I have the Enchanted box set at home somewhere. I still have that. I would say I was always a big fan of Stevie Nicks. Yeah, Edge of 17 isn't bad. Also love Rooms on Fire. She wasn't a big fan of that album, Other Side of the Mirror, but there was a lot of songs on there I did actually like. But oh god, at least it was better than that Street Angel album. Oh my god, that was, I don't know what somebody was thinking on that one, but okay, someone on Twitter said he was in the hospital. Okay, well, the thing is, I hope that he's not in the hospital. I hope he's doing all right. But we have to remember, he is getting on quite a bit. Not many people make it to the 90-year mark, let alone, the century mark these days, Sorry, just loving that view of the moon up there today. It actually turned out pretty well. But by now, even where you're watching it, I'm gonna tell you that I got sick of Kate Bush really fast. Ugh. Song I hadn't heard in decades, and now ugh. Security's going to the parking lot. I wonder if they're actually gonna do anything today. Bunch of numpty bastards, what they are. Oh, thinking they're the old beer. Well, oh look, he's turned on his yellow strobes. Ooh. I like that yellow lights on your vehicle. Does that mean you pissed yourself? Okay, sorry. Is that what that stands for? Congratulations, you and the tow truck have something in common. You got yellow lights. Well, he wasn't exactly the villain. I'm not going to say any more than that because you aren't at the point yet then where you find out just who the Vecna is and all that, I think. So, yeah, I'm sitting here, like I said, I ain't worried about the red and blue ones because I'm not even moving. But but speaking of the red and blue ones, I died laughing as I was watching this video on the Facebook last night, and oh my god, how dumb do you have to be? First, he pulls this, it was a police stop, and I can't remember where they said it was, and then the cop says she has to wait for the canine unit, and he has no probable cause. She hasn't done anything. But this, lady is obviously just wanting to get along with her day, so she consents to a search of the vehicle. Well, now you have to remember, police nowadays wear those body cams. You see him, you see his hands, he's going up to the car, and he's trying to pull a classic magician's trick, only he hasn't done it quite as successfully as he thinks. Because you can see the baggie clenched between his, in the area there between his thumb and his forefinger as he's putting on his quote unquote, gloves. And I'm sitting there going, really? Were you that dumb to think that nobody was going to reel back the body cam footage and, see the baggie you're about to plant in this lady's car? And of course, it tested positive for meth. This lady ended up doing time. And of course, years later, they did expose the fact that this guy was trying to impress. He was trying to get more and more drug busts so he could be, get a big seat, with his dad as, one of the drug enforcement officers. And it's just sad to me that it's like, come on, not only are you an a-hole, but you're a dumb a-hole. It's like, ugh. But I was like, so sure enough, yeah, this guy's now got multiple lawsuits, and he's staring out. I think he's doing like 12 years in prison, which is, prison's not the place you want to be if you were a cop. Okay. Now, I never watched The Wire. Okay, the thing is, yeah, I agree with you. If it's not written by Nicola Methvin at this point, I would not give it any, serious thought. You got to remember, Shooty started shooting on, what do you call it? I think it's Sex Education. Plus, yeah, I think they just finished up with a Barbie movie and stuff like that. So I don't think they've even had time for him to go in yet to do all that. So, as far as wardrobe choice goes. I'm just gonna die laughing though. If Tennant has to appear in Jodie's, outfit and jacket, that'll be funny as hell. But yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah, I was through. By the way, I don't know how many times I had people reporting me for shit I didn't do, and it's like, can I search your car for them? I'm like, no. Because I've done nothing wrong to have anything in this car, and if anything doesn't in this car, it's going to be because you put it in there. I had one person, and remember, this is back in the late 80s, early 90s. Someone accused me of stealing someone's cell phone, and I'm like, well, I don't even know who this person is. I had people accusing me of shit, just for the sake they could. No, I've been, I try to stay serious if I get pulled over because, no point, losing it. Besides, like I said, that's why I die laughing. Like I said, I don't want to bring political things up, so I die laughing because when people bring up white privilege, I'm like, dude, one night because a security guard made a bad call, I was suddenly staring down at like 5 pistols. I had 2 guys in the front of me and 3 guys behind me. And I was in a car with a bad transmission. Now, this is way back in the day. You gotta remember, this was early 90s, somewhere in that area. And I was in an 83 LTD that had a crap transmission, bad linkage. I had to carry a couple of bricks in the trunk, because if the parking space wasn't going into a curb, there was a good chance my car would roll back in the parking space. So I had to put the bricks underneath the back wheels, and sure enough, I got 2 units in front of me and a couple of undercover units who'd shown up and still were monitoring me for doing absolutely nothing wrong. Ugh. And the two guys in the front were standing right between my cars and theirs, and they're telling me, to get out of the car, and I'm like, I can't, guys. Why? Because when they pulled me over, I was leaving a parking thing, so we were on an angle going downward. And if I had taken my foot off the brake, the car would have rolled forward and pinched these 2 police officers between their cars and mine. And I'm like, that's not going to end well, considering how many guns I've got pointed in my head. So I told the guys, look, I got to back the car up, so it doesn't roll into these. And they weren't listening at all, and then, so I reached to put the, thing, because I already got my hands right here on the dash, so I put my hand down there to put the car in reverse, and next thing you know, that's when I heard it. That's how I knew the guy that was back over here to my right had a wheel gun. So I looked back out of the corner of my eye, and I'm staring right down this thing. I think it was a 357. And like I said, you'll never forget that click when you hear it. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, dudes, I'm a dude from an upper middle class family, and I've been harassed by cops. I'll tell you about the other time though, when I almost got ran off the road by a cop. Why? Because I was following my sister too intently. He tried to claim I was road raging the car that was in front of me. That was 2 car lengths in front of me. I was following my sister to the hospital because I just found out they'd moved my dad's surgery up, and she was going to take me there so she could show me what room he was in and all that, so I could see him real quick before he went into surgery. And that ended badly for the officer. I'll tell you that one later. Remind me sometime. Oh, God. Well, okay, to put it really short, because I got less than a minute, my sister was dating the deputy chief of police for that area. This cop literally came up on my butt, didn't so much as hit his lights, then he's over here on my side, then he's up my butt again, then he's up my side, then he started to slowly come over, no light check, keep that in mind. Then he finally gets behind me and kicks on his lights. And no, Doctor Who filming's been delayed. So I'm going to tell you this real quick. Like I said, this is the quick nut version. Then he pulls me over. My sister's in the car up front because she's riding with her boyfriend. And he pulls me over and starts telling me that I was operating recklessly. I didn't come within 2 lengths of the car. I was following them to the hospital. And I tried to explain this to him, and then my sister's coming up. She got out of the car, and he's yelling at her to get back in the car and shit. He's like, and she's holding up her patrolman benevolency card. She goes, look, yeah, I heard someone got COVID on the set, but like I said, I don't know who it was. And then he proceeds to read me the riot act. He's going to bust me for this. I'm like, I never broke the speed limit. I was not even within 2 lengths of the car because I was following him to the hospital. He tried to claim I was road raging them. And that's when my sister's boyfriend got out of the car. His face went whiter than Casper the Friendly Ghost. Well, as I said, my sister was dating one of his bosses. She was dating the deputy chief of police at the time. So, like I said, I've known great cops, and I've had my few run-ins. Okay, well, I gotta get going. So, oh, by the way, that guy, I think the closest he ever came to a patrol unit ever again was when he was basically a glorified meter maid for a few years. It's like, don't try to pull that shit when your boss is sitting less than 500 feet away. Oh, and he knows you're full of it. Oh, well, I got to get going, folks. I got to get in. Take care, everybody. Have a nice morning. Remember, be kind, be calm, be safe. Above everything else, please be kind and enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you all on the flip side of this. Take care, everybody.